Hi guys, welcome back to Block Tribe. In this video, we'll be learning about Solidity. What is Solidity, variables in Solidity, and how to write a sample smart contract. What is Solidity? Solidity is a statically typed curly brace programming language designed for developing smart contracts that run on Ethereum. So, what does statically typed means? Statically typed programming languages do the type checking at compile time. Since Solidity is a statically typed language, the type of each variable has to be specified at compile time. Solidity also provides an option to create complex user defined types and type conversions. Also to note, it is also case sensitive. So you can face problems while typing the names of functions. So keep a note of that. Variables in Solidity. Variables in Solidity are primarily of three types: state variables, local variables, and global variables. State variables are the ones which are permanently stored on blockchain. Local variables. Local variables are the ones which are temporarily stored and erased when its use is over. So specifically speaking, you can use local variables in functions. When its scope is over, when its use is over, it gets erased from the memory. Global variables. Global variables are special variables in global namespace used to get information about blockchain. Basically, store information of the particular person using or there are various kinds of it. So we will learn that on the way. So let's start by learning what are state variables and how do we define them in the code. So to code in Solidity, we will use Remix. So Remix is the IDE for Solidity. We can use the desktop version as well as the online version. So if you don't want to get into the hassle of setting up the IDE on your local system, just hop on to Remix online and it would open an interface something like this. Now you can just open up a file which says person.sol. So sol I have used as an extension because Solidity uses .sol as its extension. Now we'll start by writing pragma solidity greater than equal to 0.7.0 and smaller than 0.9.0. So this will specify that we are using Solidity version 0.7.0 and which is smaller than 0.9.0. This is primarily used to tell the compiler that we are using this version of Solidity. We are using in this range of Solidity. So let's get started. Now we'll write a contract and say person. We'll open it. So now we have learned about pragma. We have learned about how to write a empty contract. We'll straight away get into variables. We'll write uint age, and yeah, so this is a state variable in Solidity. Now we can also write this as public. Now, what is the difference between this the variable with public and the variable without public? So, if I run this and see, if I just go ahead and compile, so I didn't have to compile because I had already checked auto compile. So we'll do a deploy. So when we see this, this has deployed, and you see there is uh, there is no difference. The contract has deployed, but we can make a difference. Now if we write here public and we do a deploy, so we see one more contract deployed which says age, and age is what? So if we click on this, it would say 0 because we have not defined any value. Now So what is the difference between primarily between public and without public? So public sets a getter method for the memory variable, the variable which you have set. So okay, now to give it a value, you can use constructor, constructor, and you can use, okay. So this is how you can give it a value, and you can say 10. So you have given age a value. Now when you deploy this, you straight away go and deploy, you will get a value where when you click on age, you will get a 10 value. Now we can also create a small function out of it where uh, where where we can take a value from the user and we can set the value. So we'll write a small function with the function name. Function name would be set age, and the okay, this thing, the name, and the we'll open the braces. Now we'll say uint uh, uint and uint with the underscore age, just to differentiate between the names. I've just taken underscore age, and we'll say, yep, that's all. So okay, sorry, we'll also say the public, the access specifier, which is public for now. We'll on the way we'll learn what are access specifiers. Going forward we'll learn it. Now what we can do is we can just set the age equal to age, sorry, underscore age. So now what we have done is we have set this value whatever the user wants to. So if we deploy this, you can set the age 100, and if you set the age, you will get the 100 value. Now if a person wants that, okay, now we want details of a particular function, we want details of a person. Now if we say like I want name also, so what we can do is we can just change the name from set age, we can just say it set person de details, and we can say string, and a string with underscore name. Yep, that's all what we'll do. And we'll set it to, we'll say what was that, we'll say string, sorry, name equals to underscore name. Now this way we have set the value of name. Now what is this error? Okay, so now we'll introduce you to the concept of local variables. If you write memory here, so in Solidity, strings, arrays, they all use the concept of local variables. We cannot set uints as local variables. So now we okay, for memory we'll go we'll on the way we'll learn this concept, what does memory specify over here. Now if we go and deploy this particular contract, so if you see the details, we get two things, string name and okay. So now if I set Rahul and the value as 106 and I do enter, so okay, so I get a value of 106, but this was public, so I have to make this as well as public, so that we will get a getter method for this as well. Now when we deploy, we'll get a getter method, so we'll say Rahul and comma 1000. Now we'll say this age is 1000 and the name is Rahul. So whatever you do, you can update your values from here. So this is a very unique kind of IDE where you can interact with your code in a very interactive way by just simply putting values through the text box. In this video, we've learned about what is Pragma, like what is the version we should use, and we have learned about how to write a small contract. We've learned about state variables. We've learned about getters. We've also learned like how to write a simple function which takes in input and sets value for the particular state variables. So, yep. Next, from the next video, we'll be focusing more on how to set functions, what type of access specifiers are there, and we'll go more deep into other topics. Yeah. Thank you.